Welcome back, guys. This is Cody with Nexus Event Studio, and we're going to continue on with Bitburner. Today I managed to not accidentally click it, so now you can actually see the screen coming back. Oh, got 1.2 billion. That's good. I want to try and save the world. Still hacking. Good, good, good. All right. What arguments can we get? Oh, that's the one I want. Hopefully by the end of today, I have enough to be able to get it. Be nice. So I need to make sure I keep money for that, which means I can't spend any of the money I got. All right, cool. Probably weaken things enough, but I will buy. We can't buy from here. All right, so basically kind of a recap. What we were working on was getting the kind of proto batcher, the hacking manager, up and going. So if I switch over to our documentation, you can take a quick look at that. I can find the right button here. We're going to go and travel back. Now, I'm going to buy few servers. Hey, a new faction invite. Joining this particular faction means I can't join these ones. Yeah, we'll join, why not? So the last time I had 0, so now I have 1. Let's go ahead and get number 2. And eventually we'll be able to write scripts to purchase these and manage them and upgrade the RAM and all that other fun stuff. But for the moment, I'm just going to do it this way. So I just did 1, just did 2, so we're doing 3. 2, 4. Can't remember how many we're allowed to get. Let's go with 6. So we have a total of 7 right now. Let's get a 7th one so we have an even number, because why not? There we go. Now we have 8 of them. 0 through 7. Right, and we'll upgrade that 2 times. Now I've got lots of RAM. So now we can actually run our util again. The monitor. What did I name it? Server monitor. Food and stuff. We should probably put some names to those. That would have been smart. Not self-contained. Server monitor. This was going to be hack analyze. growth. That's the weekend, not the growth. Say. Again. Yeah, it's interesting because that gives me how many threads I want to run. And really, I want the opposite of that, is I want to know how many threads do I need to be able to get the right amount of weakening. Oh, we'll just start off this way for now. Change that to 20 for now. Growth analyze. Growth rest need to give a particular multiplicative. Oh. We got that by doing 4 times. Because we were at 4%. So 4 times that to get 100%. Say 10x. And eventually we should probably give it good numbers. At least cents. Yeah, leave it that way. Now, all right, let's get to our self-contained guy here. Actually, before that, we need to Nexus is doing the growing. Stop growing. What we're going to do is SCP the scripts loop hack to Nexus 0. Again. Actually, I think it probably already has it. So we'll connect to food and stuff. Didn't I just move? Oh, I'm in food and stuff. Duh. Home. Connect to Nexus 0. Yeah, because I moved the weekend to food and stuff. No, that's what confused me. Okay. SCP. Scripts loop weekend to Nexus 0. There we go. Now we got all the things there. Now we can connect back to Nexus 0. And we'll run the scripts loop. We can see what our security was at. Quite a bit. So 1326. Start at 30. Why not? Hey, 30 worked. Oh, I need a server name. Come on, dummy. Reduced it by 1. So if we're doing 30, it should be like 1.5. 3. Can still do another. I could have done 5. Cool. Put that weaken back down. Then we can play with getting the right amount of looping for that. So while we wait, go ahead and start in on. It wasn't self-contained. Hacking manager, that's the one. All right, so we're going to hack the food and stuff. And so for that, I'm actually just going to copy in that pseudocode over from where we were at. Or bam. All right. So if the security, steal that over here from these, might as well just grab it all. All right, so we got those. Now, all true. Forever. Current security is greater than minimum, then we're going to decrease. So we got to determine how many threads we need to lower security to the minimum. So when earlier we said that one weekend was 0.05 security. So we're going to use that to be our starting point, right? So I'm going to create a new function and for a function, and we're going to just say get weekend threads needed. Bring in an S. This over so we have our not autocomplete, but so it knows what it is. It's type. All right, so let's see. Bring over our min and current as well. So we say count equals to the current minus the min. This will get us what our difference is, so how much we're off. And then from there, we said that each thread for a single one of these was 0.05. So we're going to divide by, right, 0.05. So if it's 1, difference of 1, we want to be able to have 20. Right? So 0.05. I'm doubting my math, so we're just going to print out the count. Call this function the ns, the min, current. I should put a tail on that. Would have finished. Oh, except for I'm not doing the I'm going to use an actual thing, then that means I'm not going to get what I actually want. When I did the math for 20, difference of 1. So now I should go back, I got it right here. 20, there we go, okay. I did do the math right. Hey. Set so many threads we want. And actually what we should do is say security difference equals this. And then we can take that security difference, divide that by that. Now, if it was like 11, we would have had a decimal. So we want to do math.ceiling to make it into an integer. The smallest integer greater than or equal to, right? So in this case, it would, since it's 1, it'll return 1 when we pass it into the ceiling. If we have anything between 1.00001 all the way up to 1.99999, that'll round it all the way up to 2, because we're going to want that. And so now, to verify, we want to say the ns we can analyze with count should be greater than or equal to the security difference. Assuming that we can always be this, and this should just always be true. And so it's almost what's the point of having to analyze if I'm going to not really use it? I mean, we'll just say if it's it's less than the security difference, then let's just, I don't know, double it. So you can say equals count times 2, right? Let's double it. Another way to do that exact same thing would be just to do this. That means the same thing. This times whatever's over on the right, and put it back into that same thing. I don't like that either. I think what would be even better is while the count is less than the security difference, let's just add 2. And eventually you'll get to a point to where the thread count is less, or is at the security point piece. So do that. And then just for our information, we will print that will require count number of threads to get to min. Right. So then we want to return that count. So let's change the name of count to be like expected thread count. Cool. So now we have in here what we need for our weekend. So var threads equals that. So now we know how many threads we need. So the next piece was to find places that had that kind of just all the different servers that we can use. So our security is down to 0. So let's go back and play with our food and stuff. All right, so to connect to our Nexus 0, and I'm just going to play by ear here. So let's just do run. We'll do hack. And actually before that, I need to kill these. Well, there's not going to be any space. Right. So hacks run faster, right? 10 seconds as opposed to these different things. So I'm going to do fewer of those. So I'm going to say before we were doing 30. So let's just start with 4 food and stuff. We're going to run scripts, the grow, and we're going to say 10 of those. Stuff and run scripts. Weekend is even slower, not by much. Let's just do 20 of those. And then we'll kind of figure out if that'll work or not. I just realized my music's not playing. Hey, there we go. Got music again. So you can see the money going down, and it's going down fairly quickly, actually. So I don't know if our grow is going to be able to keep up. So 4 runnings, let's just delete that. Let's go to 1 for now. Scripts, let's go up to hack. Let's do 1. Yeah, you can see the weekend went and did its thing. Which meant grow had already gone and it could not keep it up. So free 9 gigs. Hey, never message. Crap governments rule the world. They fear us, though. Join us. Hack the night. They left our message. So find that server, put a backdoor on it, and then they will contact us, aka let us join their faction. Lots to do, lots to do. All right, so my grow is at 10. Let's take out our grow. I think I can probably go to 15. Let's try 17. 16. 5. I was right, 15. Should just go with what I thought. Oh, I closed the monitor. Dumb. Did that just go up? Wasn't paying attention enough. Definitely went down. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to add more grow even more. Just the amount of weekends. Yeah, it didn't go up enough. So weekends. Oh, I'm on home. I got these guys going too. It's on the home. Trash you. stay. Come off here on the home because we've got lots of space there. Home, run scripts, loop, hack, not hack, grow. Let's do 30 to food and stuff. Hopefully that'll get us going. And I take this hack. That's not terrible. Definitely better than what we were getting when we were slumming it. Still sitting about 18. It won't be for too long we get our money back on the server. I like that. Still at 80.3. Down to low. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I might have to stop that hack for a little bit. Hey, jumped up, but not enough. There's another jump. Yeah, stopping that hack. That'll help. Cool. Let that go for a bit, and we'll keep playing with what we got here. Right. Our security's creeping up. Oh, just cleared. Cool. All right, so we've got how many threads? We need to find things, places. So, how do we find our servers that have RAM? And then determine how much RAM they have. We should probably figure out how much RAM it takes to even run a weekend. That would be a good thing to know. So if we go back here, we'll do our nano scripts, single weekend, 1.75. Cool. 1.75. 1.75. 0.75. A weekend RAM cost 0.5. Those are gigs, right? Gigabytes. All right, so ooh. All right, there was the format RAM. What is that? It just gives us a string. I don't particularly want the string itself. All right, so we need to look at what the server actually gives us. If we do get server, and we're we're doing our server name. What does server give us? Is the backdoor install of its base difficulty? Back difficulty, do we have admin? The host name. Oh, sorry, that's what we want. We want the max RAM in gigabytes. Sweet. Oh, do they have a way to say free space? Property. So not a function, so just like that, right? This print. It's not always going to give me what I want. Let's move you to up here. Here's our manager. Uh-oh. I did something dumb. So, Bitburner just froze. And that makes me sad. So basically what had happened is we had a while loop. And the while loop doesn't actually pause and do anything. So it runs for forever. And on top of that, it runs for forever and never gives time back to the game. So the game freezes, waiting for that script to take a break. And since it never takes a break, no, I don't have anything running. Wonderful. Cool. Well, let's first off, scripts run cd. All right, run scripts hack manager. Not run. I want nano. Wait, NS. We can server name. Now, if I make this mistake again, well, I won't be making the mistake again because now it'll actually stop. Okay. All right, let's go back to our Nexus. And then we got to do our run. Grow. 30 to food and stuff. Cool. That leaves. I don't think I can do 10. Yeah. More like 6. Nailed it. All right. Let's go back home. Let's run the server monitor food stuff. then we're going to run, nope, not our singles or loops. We can what was that set for? I'll start 20 for now. Hey, I'm a dummy. All right, we'll start with that and see where that takes us. Probably have to add a little more. My music stopped again. Right, stop. Failing. Keep playing my music. Right. I feel like we should do this for noodles too. Server noodles. Right. Run scripts. Loop grow. I'm gonna do 1. That's the time it takes for noodles. At the same kind of time. Alright, so I'm gonna start 1. We're gonna wait a little bit and start the other. So while that's going, let's do weekend. Weekend. And we'll do another grow. Again. It'll kind of offset them a little bit so they're not all just going at one time. Since I'm doing onesie twosies, it's not as bad. But you got to remember that with noodles, that has an insane growth rate, so we don't need crazy. I say that, but it's actually not as as I thought. That's the difference, I guess, between running it manually and not. Do a dash 2 on this one. There we go. Do a hack of 1. So now I'm going to go to food and stuff. Do the same thing. Speed it up a little. Okay, maybe not as fast as I thought I was doing it. definitely faster than waiting though. Okay, all right. So now, run scripts loop eck and stuff. Do just the one. See how well that keeps up. So far, Noodles is doing all right. Cool. All right, let's get back to this guy. So we wanted to run this so we can see run scripts, hack manager stuff. Add a tail to ours. Shouldn't have finished. Where is it? Stay. I can use the process ID, the PID. I learned something. Oh, 16. So if I connect to food, analyze, 16 gigabytes. Okay, cool. So it's just giving a 16, so I should be able to divide by 1.75. Also, keep this down, so hopefully I can shorten you down because there's no reason for you guys to be so big. Stay out of the way. Collapse you. When I need you. All right. So I want a list of all the servers. I want to include home. Yeah, but we'll leave like 50% available. Well, let's not include home for now. All right, so yeah, we'll not include home. All right, cool. All right, so we have our threads. We can get the servers. I want a list of servers. Can I just get, let's see. What do we have available? We don't want to delete a server. We're not going to format. We're going to play with gangs. Not getting favor, function RAM cost. Hey, we can use that to get how much the weekend costs. Already know the number, but ooh, it doesn't cost any RAM. Without deleting. Oh, get the function of a net script. Okay. That's not what I thought that was. I thought that was going to give us what we were for a script, not a function. No, don't push a button. Grow time, hack time. Hacking level, hacking multipliers, hacknet. Resources, get the player. Nope, nope, nope. Hey, these are the get purchases. Those are for buying those servers, you know, like our Nexus 0, 1, 2. Get our purchase servers. Hey, this will get us all of our servers that we bought. Cool. All right, so we got our purchase servers, server, our server names. Cool. All right. So with that, server, does it have free RAM used max RAM? So I have to make what is free. Max RAM minus server dot RAM used. That is our free RAM. Okay. So another looping mechanism that we have is it called a for loop. Well, it's not going to do it for us. So I'll just type it out here. Is less than our server names dot length plus plus. Cool. So what we got going on here? You can take a guess. All right. So with this while loop, it loops through while this condition is true. The for is effectively the same thing. So if I were to take this part out and this part out, this for loop and this while loop would be identical. While this is true, while this piece is true, you'll keep looping and looping and looping and looping. So to make these even more of the same, I'll just write another one down here. This would look like this here. We would say var I equals 0, while I is less than length I plus plus. Now this would be the same thing as this. This takes a whole lot of lines of code and everything, and it separates the different pieces, right? So you could end up with like really far apart, and so it becomes harder to see what's kind of going on. And so the powers that be created the for loop. So this is basically just that piece. The first is the assignment of the variables. This second piece is the condition. And then the third piece is what is ran after the for loop finishes. So when it finishes, it then runs what's here, which typically is supposed to be the thing that increments the variable that was set in the beginning to allow you to loop. And so now this will loop through, changing. And so now when we have the I, which happens to be where we want to get the index of the element. So in this case, 0, then 1, then 2. So now if we have 0 purchase servers, the length will be 0. 0 is not less than 0, so we'll never run the for loop. If we have 1, length will be 1. 0 is less than 1. So we'll get to the 0th one. So the one in the element that's in the 0 position. So our first one. Run through here. This will now increment to 1. 1 is not less than 1. And so we exit and go through. And this is you'll see us a lot for looping through arrays. So that way you make sure you don't go too far and cause an error. So that's why we got that going there. So we're going to get each server, get how much free RAM, and then we will say our threads available equals free RAM divided by 1.75. And like before where we did the ceiling, we don't want to go up. In this case, we want to go down because you can't have a fraction of a thread. And if we go up, then that means we're going to be having more threads than we have space available. So we want to make sure we go down. So with that, we'll do math. And if ceiling was the top, that means floor would be the bottom. So we now have our threads available. Let's change threads to be threads needed. And so our threads used equals 0. We haven't used any of our threads. So we have how many threads are available. So then we're going to execute. Start exec. Is this the right one we need? Start another script on any server. Hey, I like that. Run a script on a separate process on a specified server, similar to run, except that can be used to run the scripts already that exists on the server already. So that's why down here it says we had to copy the script over because that needs to exist already. It's, in my opinion, well, let's do that. So let's just say function copy single hack grow weekend scripts. Scripts. Let's just do copy scripts. And this. All right. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna. What's the point of copying all the time, every time, when we can just run it at the beginning the first time? It's not like we're ever going to change those scripts. There's no point in redoing that and saving them over and over and over again because we don't plan to ever change them. So we will just do that right up front before we do anything else. I need a drink. All right, baby. Here we go. All right, so we got our threads available. We're going to execute. I need to know the order. We have script, host, thread or options, which is a number. So this would be threads available. Or runtime options. Gotta figure out what those runtimes are, options are. Because we need to. Oh, sorry, wait. Oh, okay. Script is a string. Host is a string. Thread or options is a number, or it's run options. And then you can have as many arguments as you want afterwards. So in this case, we need the argument of server name. All right, so script, we need to make that our weekend script. So that is under scripts. I can type single weekend.js. Our host is going to be our server dot doesn't have a name. Boo. Okay. I'm going to change server name to target server name. Change, and then add, not change, we're going to add script server name. Is that a good name for that? Script run server name, script name. We'll just stay with script server name. We're going to make it equal to that. Then we'll use our script name here. And now we can use it here. Cool. So now we're going to run that many of those. What does this return? Other than my things are in the way. Oh, I need to look at those. A script. Oh, wait, the array returns a number. Start another. If it's successful, then this function returns the process ID or the PID of the script. Otherwise, it returns 0. 0 or fewer. So we need to do another thing here. If threads available is less than or equal to 0. In theory, I should be able to do is if it's equal 0, but I like doing it this way. Continue. So what can continue? There we go. What continue does is it says, if you notice when you click it, it highlights over that. So if I were to come out of here, not out of there, out of the for, continue. And now this one highlights over the while. If you notice, these kind of grayed out. So what continue does is it says, hey, if you encounter a continue, skip everything else and go back to the for loop or the while loop, go back to the loop and continue on as though you just finished. And so since it's continuing on as though you just finished, these gray out to kind of say, hey, by the way, these are not going to be ran. Statements will not be ran because you're going to hit this continue, come back up. You'll never hit those. So if I leave that there and run this, we'll get that same freeze in the game, like the grain will freeze up because the script will just continue to run for forever. So if our threads available basically is 0 or less, forget anything else we're doing. There's nothing else for us to do. So let's go on to the next server. So, all right. So we're going to exec this, var pid. If the pid does not equal 0, then we are going to take the threads used, and we are going to add to it the threads available. So this is our way to say that, to keep track of how many that we've used. Because if we say we use 2 threads on server 1 and then 4 threads on server 2, do I need to continue doing more? Because we were already said how many were needed, right? And so what we're going to do is here to kind of short circuit out of everything. So we're going to say if the threads used is greater than equal to threads needed, then that means we have done all that we need to do, and we can just stop trying to look for more things and trying to do more weekends, right? So this is another one. This one's called break. And so this is just like the continue, except for what break does is it says, hey, instead of continuing on to the next one, break says, just be done. Like, no more for loop. Like, break out of this. I want out of the loop. Break out. And so this will say, okay, stop running the loop and start running down these pieces here. So let's add this here so we don't forget why we chose this. So some people call this a magic number, because what does that number mean? It's magic. Why did he pick that number? Why didn't he pick 1.85 or 1.6? You know, why did he pick those? So you can have a comment here, but the other way to do it would be outside of the function. And you can say const weekend. A lot of people use capitals, so weekend RAM cost equals 1.75. So now, instead of having our magic number down here, you can just say, hey, we're going to divide by our weekend rand cost. Now I don't need this. Now I can say goodbye. And so now you can kind of have that route outside. Excuse me. This would be another good candidate, right? So, const weekend script path equals that. And we can say weekend script path. This would be another one that would be good. Once we can, what is it? Weekend, not cost. It's not, it's the, what's produced, weakening effect, number, weakening effect. Can't think of anything better at the moment. Value. Make that better. And effect value. Yeah, we'll go with that. Cool. So a lot of people will do, if you leave something open like that, they'll say to do, write code to actually copy script. That way, when you do a search, you can do a search for to do. And if you're starting to use special editors, like this is an editor right here, some of them will actually keep track of all your to-dos to say, oh, hey, you forgot a to-do. Make sure you do that to-do. So a lot of places will do that kind of thing. That's right. And in here we have sleep until weekend is finished. So if wait ns sleep ns weekend time of target server. This is in milliseconds. So let's add that many milliseconds. Just to make sure it gives it a little extra time to make sure it's done. Doesn't need much. So what we're going to be doing is a lot of if or else if blah. This will be the row. Actually, you could just do that now. If money available is less than the money max, we're going to do this, which is the grow piece. Else everything's ready, so go hack. Just so that way we have something in here so we don't make another accident. Target server name. We'll do the so we don't want it to freeze on us because we happen to do things. So if you imagine that all of this is, we have all this. Hello, why are you? You're to this for loop. Okay, so this goes to here. So that means everything in here. There we go. So imagine if we had this in here and in here. It becomes very unwieldy to look. Okay, when minimum security is greater than minimum security, what are we doing? Threads needed. get weekend. Oh, we're probably doing the weekend. So we could do something like this, where you could say, this is the weekend section. And this is the grow section. But that's just, I hate having comments if I don't need comments. The better way to do this would be much like how we did this copy scripts, right? And said, hey, what are we doing? We're going to copy scripts. And we said we're going to do that up here, right? So instead, we're going to do the exact same thing, except for we're going to do function. We got to do async, because we're going to have this await in here. And we're going to do process, handle weekend section. I don't know if I need anything else. So again, if you have a different code editor, one of the things that you could do is you can actually come in here, highlight, right click, and have something like export a basically have it move it out for you. And so it will handle the creation. You just give it a name, and it creates all this, passes in all the correct arguments. So as an example, this needs the minimum security and current security, which was out here. Now, if we replace this with the handle weekend section, NS, this becomes so much easier to read. But if you notice, insecurity is used there, but we also needed it in here. So we can just pass in the current and min. So then we need current and min. Is there anything else that we needed? Oh, I think we have a target server name. So we need that. Target server name. Target server name. Yeah, it's nice when you have they call it an IDE, an integrated developer experience, integrated developer editor, integrated IDE. Yeah, you get it. So, and that'll do a lot of that. So you don't have to be like, oh no, did I forget something? And not know that you forgot something until something went boom, blew up and caused problems. Need the indentation. Actually, let's just do right click, format, kaboom. Yeah, brings in there nice. So threads used and threads even. Then our server names. Flip through. We have our sleep. So this would be another thing where you could, in theory, break it out. And this is kind of getting another close thing, right? So, I think I probably will. Because a lot of this is the same. The only thing difference between this and the grow is going to be the RAM cost and and the weekend script and how many threads that we need. But if we can pass in, so we can create a function that does that, and we pass in the target server name. We would pass in the amount of threads needed, the cost of that, and then what script to run. And then all this could be, as opposed to reusing a lot of this between the week and the hack and the grow. Yeah, we'll probably do that. Oof, getting tired already. Oh, hey. Sorry, I just now noticed you chatting here. I am a little slow on that. And mostly it's advertising. So never mind then. All right. We handled the weekend. Let's do the copy scripts piece so we don't forget about that later. All right, so we want to I'm going to rearrange these because I'm going to change this. So pack, grow, weekend. Pack, grow, weekend. And the nice thing about not having the magic strings and magic numbers is I'm going to reuse these in 2 spots. And if for some reason I ever change the name, I got to change it in 1 spot and it'll work. Great. All right. So the copy. I really just like JavaScript. Java that has the type right here in the thing, so it's because with JavaScript, this could be any type. You have to have special comments to say, oh, really, it's going to be this kind of type. Copy scripts, nope. SCP, just like on the other one. All right, cool. Copy files between servers. An array of strings. Hey, we're going to have an array because we have 3 files we need to move. From the Helios to the home. All right. Ooh, I like the bottom one here. It tries to copy 3 files to the home. Oh, there's the files, and then it has the things. So it's going to be an array. All right, so our files equals that. I'm just going to do 1 on each line here. So we have the hack script path, grow script path, weekend effect, no script. Come on, be smart. All right. So we have the files, host name of the destination. We have several destinations actually. We have our things here. All right, so I think, all right, I always have to look up the syntax on this because so many different languages do it so differently. So just to give you an idea, let me go back to, where's my thing? Switch. Just have to look. There we go. So what we're doing is our names of the arrays. So server name, because we're doing our SCP. First one was destination, right? Destination, yep. Server name. Home. There you go. So what this is doing is very much like how we were doing our for loop up here. We can do the exact same thing in here. And considering that we only do that here, we could have actually done this right here. But then you wouldn't know about the for loop doing it this way. So what this does is the exact same thing, except for the difference being that there is no incrementer, right? And I don't have to have the condition of, hey, you know, the length. Basically what they did is another little shortcut to say, hey, you have an array. You know that you're going to be getting just the elements in the array. And so they create a variable, in this case, a constant variable. So you can't change it, basically. And so every time you go through the for loop, it creates a new one that has the next value. And so this will be, first time through will be nexus 0. Next time through, nexus 1. So on and so forth. Assuming it gives them to them in order. So, yeah, now we're copying the files from the home to our server. And there we go. We're now copying all the scripts over. All right. Handle row section. I don't need security. I will probably need the money available and all that fun stuff. Oh, definitely gonna need target name. Well, when we need the money, we can do that. Collapse. Yay. do function handle grow section NS and target server names for sure. Are we here? Let's go ahead and just make the hack one. Cool. Let's add the grow again, so that way we make sure we don't get stuck. Oh, okay. So because these are, so this red possible infinite loop, I gotta await something. So these functions are async. So therefore I need to await those. And more specifically, because we are awaiting, these need to be async. So kind of use vice versa. All right, so Noodles is doing fine. Food and stuff is not doing fine. I need more grow. I wonder if I can do another hack for the. So home, run scripts loop hack Noodles, get even more money. Now run scripts loop not hack grow food and stuff. Just picked a number. We're a little low as it is, so they got to make up some time. And it's far enough down that I'm not going to go over there to food and stuff and hit grow a bunch of times. It's just silly. Well, it's not silly, but it's just a lot of time I could be using doing other things. How is my factions at 69? I needed 75, I think it was. Yeah, 75. Oh, I don't think it's going to be quite done by the end of the stream. We'll see. Strength and def and defense, I don't really need that, so we'll see. I may buy things just after this stream because it'll be pretty close. I don't want to spend all the time on here. If it runs throughout the night, I'd rather go to another faction where I actually need their stuff, right? So, like, Netburners I need, but I need... I don't have to change order them. They already have enough. Cool. So I'd buy from them too. 30K. So I need these. Yeah, this would be a good one to set throughout the night. I think we were at 50%, so it's going up, I think. That's good. Keep an eye on that, if I remember. All right. It's funny, now that we've done most of this, going to batching, the batching algorithm, it's actually not going to be that far from here. All right, so we need to grow. Section. Okay, so the grow, we need to increase by a percentage. So we needed growth analyze. How did we do that? So we do the multiplier based on the money percentage. So that script, or that not the script, but where we did that was in the monitor, server monitor. %20 here. I don't feel like passing those down. All right, so then I want to get to 100%, right? So 100% equals the money percent plus X, right? So we take, and we're going to just do basic algebra. So 100% minus the money percent equals X. So in other words, and then X is the multiplier, right? So that's how much. Hold on. All right, so we're at 55% here. Let's just make it an even 55. So that means 45% is what we're missing. So what times 45 equals 100? Right, so then it becomes X times Y equals 100. And so then we take 100 divided by X equals Y, and that Y is the multiplier that we want. So multiplier equals 100 divided by X. We said that X is actually equal to 100 minus the 20%. Now the money percent was, you had to format that because this was actually a percentage, so we had to multiply by 100. To make it into this percentage here, because otherwise it's like 0.54. They said I wouldn't use algebra. I had to do math. Boo. All right, so this is the multiplier we want. So then we could say ns grow. Ugh, it doesn't have the thingy. Grow, analyze. Hey, security. Tells me how much security I'm guessing. Ooh, shiny. Increased by the number of growth rates. Yep, that's right. Okay. Growth analyze. So we want the target, and our multiplier is going to be multiplier. This will give me threads needed for 100%. This will actually be a little extra. Cool. So ns.print. I want the multiplier. Because I want to know what that is. And threads needed. Because I am curious. Cool. All right, so kind of want to finish this out and test it real quick. Section, okay. So I want to be fast, so I'm going to just do this. Names, threads needed. I need to know how much it is. Nano, server, not server. Nano scripts, single row, 1.75. Sweet. All right. Grow. I command clicked on that, by the way, to take me up to where that was. So grow, get grow time. All right, let's see how bad this is. Run scripts hack food and stuff. Tail 17. Well, not what I had in mind. Okay. Let's grow. RAM usage cannot be calculated for scripts. Single weekend. Copy filed. So it made it to an exec here. RAM could not be calculated. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 of those. You can only require 5 threads to get to min. Is it sleeping the right target server? Target server name. Turns the amount of time milliseconds it takes to execute weekend function on the target server. Turns the time in milliseconds. So it's saying it's going to take, but our monitor up here says weekend takes. Let's go to our monitor. Grow time. increment time. Let's just return that and see. That's interesting. Is toFix rounding it? Oh, it's not in there. Row time 1. Must be rounding it. It's totally rounding it. All right, so if so let's move this back. If minutes is greater than 1, we will do minutes.toFix0. That's still not right. toFixed. Don't want it rounding up on me. Should I do a floor on it and then? I should. I thought floor. I thought ceiling. It's the seconds I definitely want to be up because that's good enough for me. I mean, 60 should give me, but I'm just gonna, give that a go. Run. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Now 38 some odd makes sense. Actually, I don't want the ceiling. Like the 2 fixed. I'll just do 2 digits. Okay. Now let's go to our manager, and in our beacon, let's do weekend. We'll take 5. Where's my... There it is. Entrance needed. Okay. There's no free space available on 0, so that's why we're doing 7. Okay. So let's come up here to our weekend. Weekend will, right, doing weekend with thread count of threads available on server. We want our server name. Script server name. For a total RAM usage of I don't need to go up, do it here. Of threads available times the weekend RAM cost. Oh, it just got rid of this. Like, I'm too slow. Well, it has 64 gigs of RAM, so that should be correct. Why would... Okay, so we know... Okay. Connect to Nexus 1 ls cd scripts cd singles nano weekend import error. Oh, okay. So import error, meaning that it has args. We need args to exist. Home ls args is on the base, so let's just add args to the list, because that's easier than trying to rearrange and change things and things like that. So x scripts, let's change here. Now I cannot use it up here because you can't have variables there. You have to have an actual string. Pretty sure. Try it out and you'll know for sure. Cool. Now, if I run this again, now it did it the right way. Except for it's using a thread count of 36 as opposed to just the one thread that it was needed. So totally abusing RAM there. So the way to do that would be to threads available. Yeah, you gotta do math, but oh, okay. I gotta think about this here for a second. So we have our threads used. The threads used. If the, all right. So, just throw count out there for the moment. So, threads needed minus threads used. That's equal to threads remaining. And if the threads remaining is less than threads available, then we want to set the threads available equal to threads remaining. So now, if we have only one thread remaining that we need to actually do, like in this case, instead of doing all 36 that are available, we'll now just do the one. This will now equal, as opposed to going above, but this should get us what we want. I would need to bring this down into the grow, except for this was the grow. I would need to bring this up to weekend, and this is why having it all in one section means I don't have to copy paste it multiple places. There we go. I only did 3 now. I don't need the SCP logs now. ns.log, disable log. Namespace function name. So ns.scp. Did not like it that way. Okay. Just SCP. Come back. It didn't do it. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Right there, it said disabling log for SCP, but up here it's saying, okay, let's do this. S.clear log. Very beginning, that'll make sure. Okay, so those were residual. Okay. I don't know if I like all those messages for now, but we will leave them there. Moment. Well, it's nice that that's working, but because I've got a whole bunch of other things running on food and stuff, it's not really getting me what I want. So what's our next target? Let's go down here. Get a better target to play with. Analyze. Scan. Scan analyze? There it is. Come on, brain. Let's do our Sigma cosmetics then. Let's copy paste that, or copy. Doesn't need any ports, so that's good. Connect to Sigma. Run our nuke program. Analyze. Cool. All right, let's go home. Let's do the run server monitor on the Sigma. That's 57. Has less security, or no, that's the security difference. Get a little less. There is a little more, but you get a little less. So maybe it ends up being about the same. So let's go ahead and stop our hacking manager food and stuff, and let's just do that for Sigma. So run scripts hacking manager for Sigma. And wait. So it requires 140. Able to do 36, 36, 36, 32. So within that much time, we'll get that security down to 7. Down by 7, which is great. It's much better than trying to do the weekend manually, and at the same time for trying to figure out the loops and waiting several times. You're pretty much getting it really fast. Okay, why'd you go again? We're at 0. Probably did something dumb, right? Current security is greater than the minimum security. Do we not wait long enough? It's running again now. Current security is greater than the minimum. Going to run. They should be equal because the difference is now 0. Security level 10. All right, we gotta do our troubleshooting. Oh, dang it. It's that stupid same error that... Only getting it at the start time. I gotta do it during the while loop. Stupid thing. Did it again. Multiplier is only 1 point. That's absolutely not correct. Multiplier should be 25. Okay. I multiplied that by 100. All right, so let's break this down. Needed or missing percent equals this piece. You should be able to figure that out fairly quickly on if I've got that part right, because we can look at that and say, hey, the missing should be 90 some. So missing percent is the missing percent. Thread should be a positive number was 1 point. Well, we know it's a positive number. That is a positive number. Bad error message. What the heck? Okay, missing percent, it's got thread thing. Multiplier, threads needed. Where was the threads needed part? Up here. Multiplier. Oh, this is threads needed. Total decimal number. So this needs to be math dot ceiling, because we're going to always need to go an extra one. Missing percent. That was correct. My multiplier's wrong. All right. So I have 4 times 25 equals 100. Four times, so I have percent. I don't need the missing percent. I just need the percent divided by that. Alright, so it's got to do the weekend first. And then from there, we should be able to tell. Food and stuff still going down. Get a lot of threads. I'm not going to get that kind of threads. But we're going to go from 4.33. So that's good. I'm sure that thread count will come down. Well, I mean, obviously it'll go down because we're going up, but because it's a percentage, the amount of threads go down faster the closer we get. Does that correct? Basically went up 0.4%. Yeah, I'm not going to get that 75. I would, since we're waiting. Yeah, so before it went up 0.4. Now this time it went up 0.4. Was it 33? So went up a little more than that. So that's good. So 36 times 7. Let's see. Let's go over to 36 times 7. It's 252. So that would have been to 401. 401. Or 01. So 252. Yeah, it's still going down by 252. Yeah, so that'll take a little while. Doing that causes the weekend to go up, so then we run our weekend again. It'd be nice to run both the weekend and the grow on that. Because you're only using so many, the rest are sitting around doing nothing. And by the time you get to the grow, then it uses them all up. And so that'd be a good little change. But I think we'll leave that till next time. Right now, I'm getting tired. I think we've made some pretty good progress. I'm gonna make these things shorter. Cool. Well, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow, I believe. And we should be able to finish this all up tomorrow, at least this particular one. And then I think the next thing that we will do after that is we got the manager running. We're going to have it target a particular thing. It'll bring that down. Anything, what would we do? Because we're still manually picking which ones, which works for now, but it'd be nice to automate even that piece. Should we automate the hacknets? I don't know. I'll think about it tonight. Maybe probably keep me up a bed or whatever, but I'll think about it and figure out our direction after we finish this up. Should run throughout the night and get the server nice and pretty. Well, have a good night. Take care, guys.